Hey, it's the OC with Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters. I want to talk to you guys about a few things in training camp updates, and players to watch in training camp. This is going to be one of the most interesting training camps that the Dallas Cowboys have had in my knowledge, recent years. We have a variety of draft picks in multiple positions on both sides of the ball. We also have a brand new defensive coordinator, and we have veterans all mixed in to a huge pot of gumbo, and let's see who comes out on this 53-man roster. As the Cowboys travel and prepare for training camp in Oxnard, I want to throw out a couple thoughts to you guys that I think is going to be extremely relevant in terms of who makes this roster and the outcome of the season because of it. Also, let me share this. This roster is actually a roster that's already pretty solid. The additions of draft picks and some free agents should make this roster even stronger. So let's start first on the offensive side of the ball. So we have all three returning receivers: Gallup, Amari Cooper, and we also have the great CeeDee Lamb. We have Dak Prescott that is fresh off of an ankle injury that he's put behind him. We have a new and improved in terms of his weight and quickness, Ezekiel Elliott, and we have all five starters on the offensive line, which is a huge deal for this offense and especially Ezekiel Elliott. I want to start at a place that I don't think some people maybe thought about. Noah Brown last year called for under 200 yards. And so Noah Brown is a guy that could be on the bubble with the draft pick of Semi out of Stanford. I think he's going to be a Dak favorite. I have him slotted to actually get some playing time. I think that Noah Brown, although he's talented with the depth at receiver and the draft pick that, in my opinion, will show a lot of promise, he could potentially be on the bubble. With a strong training camp, he could make it and actually survive. But if he does not come off strong as a strong contributor to the team, he could be on the bubble. Secondly, Cedric Wilson. There were some rumblings about a potential hamstring with him that could have him not an instant contributor at the start of camp. This all plays into the hands of Semi getting more reps, getting more continuity with Dak Prescott, and solidifying his spot of being on the field when we get into actual game situations. There are going to be a lot of battles, tremendous battles, when you deal with the preseason games and people fighting for reps. Also, very, very, very interested to see, can Connor McGovern, the draft pick from a few years ago out of Penn State, can he compete for the left guard position? Some don't think that he can. I think that with a strong camp, he has an opportunity, especially with his strength at the point of attack. He has a tremendous opportunity. The other positions on the offensive line, in terms of backup positions with Josh Ball, I want to see, can he compete and actually make this 53-man roster in light of Terrence Steele and his strong showing overall last year when he was a backup for when we had injuries along the offensive line and La'el Collins was out. Also, two very interesting positions that I think that we should keep our eye on. Players that I think could be on the bubble unless they have fantastic performances. Tristan Hill. I believe that coming back from the ACL injury, this is a critical camp for him, and he needs to get off to an extremely fast start. I think that Dan Quinn already has his eyes on others in terms of that 3 technique position in the 4-3 defense. If Tristan Hill does not come out and have a strong showing for himself, he could find himself as the odd man out, especially with the new draft picks that we have along that defensive line. Dan Quinn and the new defensive line coach will be looking very, very closely, I think, at the performance, the attitude, the explosiveness, and the continuity within this new scheme to see who's going to actually make the cut. Another guy that you really want to keep your eye on really early in camp is Van Der Esch. All right, LVE. LVE is playing for his life. The Cowboys did not pick up his fifth-year options. Also, the Cowboys drafted with one of the top picks in the draft, Micah Parsons, and backed that up with a Jabril Cox, a rangy guy that is great in coverage and that runs very, very well. The Cowboys potentially could save tons of money, and I do mean tons of money, by not bringing LVE back on that fifth-year option and not extending his contract because of the draft picks that they have and the competitive nature of that linebacker room, especially with Neal looking to play down some in the box as well at linebacker. It's going to be hyper competitive. I think that this is going to be one of the most interesting camps that we have ever seen, and I'm excited to see what happens. It's highly competitive. Great environment. I think that competition breeds excellence. I think that it actually sets the Cowboys up to come out sharper in the beginning of the season and actually rattle off some unsuspecting wins, even against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, with the momentum and all the work that's been put into this offseason. So I'm interested to see what the Cowboys do and how these certain key positions that I just mentioned play out in camp. It's the OC with Boss Cowboy Sports. I'm out. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment if you like this content and you want more. We'll talk to you soon.